every write-up that came out in the magazines, his wife used to keep out those magazines.
Doesn't mean anything.
Well, but she
That's sometimes it becomes ego. Sometimes I appeared before the congressional committee and the senatorial committee when we were sending. They caught us. Perhaps you heard. They caught one of our ships. Not one of our ships, a ship that we were sending dynamite to Israel in Hoboken, New Jersey. And that was just one boat they caught one load. We shipped plenty of loads before that.
I think you told me it was marked bicycle parts, and it dropped. The crane dropped it, and they found dynamite. And I think you told me that the Jews were trying to bid against other Jews.
That was
for
about
dynamite.
8 months later.
He was pulling from, because just when I talked to from Europe, you brought them over from Russia. She was telling me that, she told me this, that you had gone to, got this mechanism and sent it to Israel before Israel became a state. And when the stuff was in boxes, sealed, you fixed it so nobody would know what was in it. And the box broke open, she said.
That's what he just told you.
Right.
He could have gone to penitentiary for that.
I didn't want to go there.
So, how old were you when this happened? You must have been
But he did
40
everything.
or so?
That was
Got some stuff here in Pottsville.
1947 or so?
And fixed
So,
it, they wouldn't
so
conceal
how
what
old
was in
were you
there.
at the time?
They got it into New York, to be shipped to Israel.
I must
about 40.
The box broke open.
So, how did you get involved with this
They went
There
article?
was a man by the name of Teddy Collin, who was a very good friend of Ben Gurion,
Oh, sure.
whom I met in New York.
He'll tell you.
And
Was Teddy
He
Collin,
did a lot of things.
where was he from originally?
he was originally from Hungary.
I see.
And I met him in New York. He was with Ben Gurion, that was before he became a prime minister, and then afterwards. And they
Teddy
needed,
Collin's the mayor of Jerusalem.
and they needed some stuff. He wasn't the mayor of Jerusalem.
No,
Well, he got in the Oval
just-
Office. He's been with the president. He doesn't know. That's all of them.
Okay, so you met Teddy Collin in New York.
They're in politics. They
And
can't
Were
get out.
you weren't living in New York, or
No,
but you just
I used to go there because I was interested in the establishment of the state of Israel. We also were,
was B'nai B'rith formed at the time?
yes, B'nai B'rith was 150 years old.
So was this through
Was
B'nai
it?
B'rith that you met?
And we moved around.
They're always like,
We were very, very close, and we had to do something. We opened up an office in New York, Fisk Building. Where the Fisk Building is, it's 56th and 8th Avenue. And that's where it was.
What I'm looking for is make sure that we still have time left on this.
What the hell, are you taping me?
Of course.
You're nuts.
You didn't know that?
No.
Well, now you know.
I can't with a lot of things I can't say.
Okay.
But everything went all right. And I'll tell you one thing. We had an office hall in the Fisk Building. We had an office.
somebody
We opened up an office in the Edison Hotel. That's on 47th Street, I think.
You and Teddy Collin.
No. It was under some phony name. It was in my name, but what happened, we had a couple women coming up and men coming up there, so I get a call one day, one of the men there, that they came up and they have to close the office because they thought it's over hot. Plus men and women coming in here. So we closed that one up. We did a lot of things all over the
So,
world.
all right. So that's where you met him, and then he.
Oh, I met him. No, that was maybe, I did that maybe 5 years after I met him.
And he came from Hungary to New York.
No. He was an Israeli already.
Well,
He-
there
he
was no
he was
Israel
in
at the time,
He
so.
was a friend of Ben Gurion's.
And Ben Gurion lived in
No, he lived in Israel.
Palestine at the time.
That's right.
And at the time, what was the scenario like in Palestine before the state of Israel was formed?
Same as it is today, but there was more Jews there today.
Uh-huh. So there was just as many Arabs as Jews at the time
Oh, there were more Arabs than Jews.
in Jerusalem and all
Oh,
that?
yes.
There are people going to the Wailing Wall like they did?
The Wailing Wall didn't exist. The Wailing Wall, as you see it today, is a lot of space and then the Wailing Wall.
Yeah.
At that time, the Wailing Wall, there was an alley like this.
Yeah.
And you had to come in this alley, and here was the Wailing Wall.
Uh-huh.
Now all of that stuff was thrown down. It's all open.
I see. So Ben Gurion lived in Palestine, and
So did Teddy
and so did
Kollek.
Teddy.
A lot of the people lived there.
So you met them, and they recruited you to work for them?
No, I asked them what I could do, and pretty soon I was in the mess.
So
When they caught the ship, as I said,
right.
I went to, they subpoenaed me, but very fortunate. The person that in the Attorney General's office that was interviewing me knew I was going to be there. These people, Malones, they turned around and had a friend who had a circus out in Montana. Used to travel over like the ringing circus.
Yeah.
He happened to be their attorney. And when I came in there, he knew of me. And after the hearings took about 2 hours, I bought the stuff, these dynamite that they bought me with. I bought it from the United States government. There was no prohibition of buying it. And I did not send it to Israel. It was sent under another name. And this attorney says, I think we have the wrong man. The man admits he bought the stuff from the United States government right here in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, Letterkenny Depot. And there was no restrictions of what he could buy. He sold it to another firm, and they are the one that sent it to Israel.
So he was on your side all
So he's my side, but he was the Attorney General. He should have been against me.
Right.
But it was all right. And when he said that, which was the truth, he says, I think this man is here, and I think we should apologize to him. They apologized to him, and I could have gotten $7 is how much my witness fees would have been. And after my testimony was over with, I sat down at the table with the reporters. There was a Jewish man who was the United States Senator from New York. I forget what his name was. And he walked over to me. He says, get out of here before they ask you more questions. He said, get out. So I got up and got out.
and no one stopped you.
They did it all right, discharged me.
Right.
I was a damn fool to sit down there at the desk when the reporters were. No, they were nice to us.
So you would have to say the Attorney General knew what was going on, but he chose not to prosecute you?
No, but I didn't do anything wrong. He explained to me.
But he knew what was going on. He knew, bottom line was dynamite was
No, he
getting shipped.
did not know.
He didn't know.
He did not know that, because I never shipped it. It was shipped by another person, another name.
Right.
But after they turned around and confiscated everything,
Yeah.
then they had an auction about 6-8 months later.
The same dynamite.
Oh yes, they
Okay.
have it auctioned off,
Right.
and I was there at the time, and there was a couple of Jew boys from New York.
Gotcha.
They wanted to
Hey,
buy it.
how old were you then?
Wait, I tell the story.
40.
And then he says, the guy said to me,
What was in the
you do, and he said to me, if, who are these go to these Jew places. If you fellas wanna find yourself in the river, you keep on bidding. So they got the message right away, they quit bidding. Somebody else bought it, and eventually got it. But no, we felt that we never did anything wrong.
So that was your basic relationship with Teddy Collin.
Oh, I met him over 40 years ago.
Right, and what other parts did you play in the so-called establishment of the State of Israel?
Well, we did a lot of things that but we were friends. Friends from, I tell the story when one day Ben Gurion was at the Waldorf Astoria at the hotel, and he was giving a speech. And some lady came in and she said, Mr. Prime Minister, he said, what, Mr. Prime Minister, you should live to be 120 years old. He looked up at her, he said, why are you limiting me to 120? Maybe I want to live 2 more years? He said, that was funny as hell. But the people in Israel have always been nice. From prime minister after prime minister, Golda Meir was nice. All of them. No, with B'nai B'rith.
What about Shamir?
He and I didn't like him, but we got along. He is not a compromiser. He doesn't want to compromise. He says everybody get the hell out of Israel, there's so many good Jews. But, and Begin was almost that tough too.
What do you think Begin had to be thinking of when he made this agreement with Sadat?
He thought it would work out all around, but Syria is the battleground today. Lebanon is controlled by Syria. And that's the battleground.
So he figured if Sadat agreed to it, then the other Arabs might again.
I asked.
Do you think it was a good idea? I think so.
Oh, well, at least you don't have Egypt jumping on it.
I think.
You don't have Jordan jumping on it.
And then right away Sadat gets assassinated.
That's right. Then we have today, it's like the mayor once said to me, we were having dinner, he and his wife were married, and Harry and myself were having dinner. And I said, Mr. Mayor, when the hell are we going to have peace here? When the hell can I come? I don't have to worry about who's going to be around the corner. He said, what are you worrying for? It won't be this year, it'll be next year. It won't be next year, it'll be 20 years, 40. He said, we haven't had peace for 4,000 years. What do you want us so fast for? He may be right. He's in New York right now. I talked to him.
Today.
Yeah, and I will see him on the 8th
Of June.
8th of June, I'll see him in June. 8th or 9th.
So when did you start building real estate?
Oh, we start building. We built all around.
You started in Pottsville, right?
I think we did. We started in Pottsville.
And then you did the Jewish homes for the.
Well, no, that was later. I didn't start that until, what is this, 92, about 1965.
Hey, when are they gonna build the apartments out there?
When you want an apartment, I'll build a apartment.
Well, some people are against it and some people are for it.
Who's against it? I never heard anybody against it.
Against what?
Who said they're against building?
Well, I heard that.
Who? I never heard anybody.
And some people are against apartments. They feel they should have more rooms.
Like, we're gonna have rooms and apartments.